Today we are going to talk about whether injured workers are allowed to refuse to have medical treatment that is prescribed to them by their authorized treating physicians without it causing them to lose their workers' compensation benefits. In specific situations, they can. As this is very specific, I'm going to read the 4 standards in cases in which injured workers can decide to not have the treatment that's prescribed to them. The first standard is whether the proposed treatment involves only a simple procedure in which the risks are minimal, or instead involves major surgery with its attendant dangers. The second is whether it is the degree to which the proposed treatment involves pain and suffering on the claimant's part. The third is the probability that the procedure will affect a cure or restore the employee to suitable employment. And the fourth is the consensus of the medical opinion in the case as to the 3 above referenced factors. A few years ago, I had a case in which a client of mine was told that she needed to have a 2-level cervical fusion. That would be a significant surgery in her neck. She decided that she did not want to have the surgery and was quite scared about the prospect of having her neck cut upon by the doctors. Her company suspended her benefits, which means they cut them off. We went to court and were able to get the benefits reinstated. Let's talk about how this case met the 4 standards that I mentioned. First is that with it being a 2-level fusion in her neck, that is a major surgery, and there are always dangers involved when people are cutting into you. The second is that with it being a neck surgery, there was going to be pain and suffering to her. The third is that none of the doctors were able to guarantee that her having the surgery was going to be able to restore her to the suitable employment. In fact, it seemed as though it was not going to be perfect, and it was unclear as to whether or not she was going to be able to return to her job. And finally, the three of the 4 doctors involved in the case all agreed that the other 3 factors were in place. If this situation involves your workers' compensation case and you're unclear about whether or not to have medical care that's being prescribed to you, we would highly recommend that you speak to a workers' compensation attorney.